We take to the mound every 5th day.
Jeff, one of those guys that just understands the art of pitching.
But the work we put in takes place on a daily basis.
Great fastball.
Unseen by most, our constant preparation leads to our success at game time.
Fastball, and he got it with a little cut on it.
Our routines build our mental toughness. And our teammates help to keep us loose. This is my life between starts. I'm Jeff Francis, and this is Rockies Real Time.
Rockies Real Time is presented by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Jeff Francis will start out with a fastball.
People often ask me what it's like to play in the big leagues, and I tell them that, it's a fantasy world. Everything's taken care of for you. Play on the nicest fields in the world and the nicest stadiums in front of thousands of people.
Strike 3 on the outside corner.
That's the part people get to see, but the other part is the part that everybody in that clubhouse, including me, coaches, everybody, they've been working for years to do it. If you don't do it well, you're not going to be doing it for long.
They always say the toughest thing is to get to the big leagues, but I think it's even tougher is to learn how to stay in the big leagues.
These guys, year in, year out, to do this, it's a grind. People don't realize that, between starts, they go out there and pitch, they put tremendous amounts of work.
We all want to win, we all want to have fun, but we all want to play. And sometimes when you're not playing well,
way back and out of here,
those bad thoughts can creep into your mind, and it's important for us to keep them out of there.
Mental toughness is crucial as far as not letting things get to you, and one of those things is not getting too high when you're doing well, not too low.
Frustrating evening for a Rockies starting pitcher.
That's the kind of pressure there is on us.
Eddie, it's 23 degrees. Last time I looked at the thermometer. It's never been this cold for a ball game here.
I've been here 8-9 years, and I don't remember the weather staying this cold this late ever. It's not easy to play in, but weather's one of those things you have no control over it. But I think to see everybody out there working together to get all the snow off the field, it was right till the first pitch. People were shoveling the last bits of snow off the field, and both GMs for both teams were out there. Our owner, all our front office, Bill Guyvet, assistant GM, was out there, doing everything they can to get us on the field. So it was pretty cool to see. I think it shows the sort of support this organization has to get that game in.
Now the Rockies are 9-4 after their 8-4 victory in Game 1.
With the first game getting pushed back to 3 o'clock, I was starting to get ready for the game while the first game was still going on, which is different, but that other pitcher for the other team is going through the same thing. He's got to get ready for the same game.
There's Jeff Francis. Jeff making his 3rd start of the year, looking for his 2nd victory.
It started off well. I had a quick first inning. I think I threw maybe 6 or 8, maybe 10 pitches.
There's Nelly again. Now a chance for 2. Nice pick at first. And a nice job by Jeff Francis getting 3 ground balls.
That was good the way it started off, and then we scored some runs.
And the Rockies will take a 1-0 lead.
I just wasn't able to hold that in there. I think there were 4 or 5 infield hits.
That's going to score another run. 6-2. New York.
Walt Weiss will go to the bullpen now. Jeff Francis with 1 out here in the 5th will lead the ball game.
It didn't go as well as I'd hoped it would, or at least as I thought I had pitched. I thought maybe some better results might come, but.
Here's tonight's pitching line for Jeff Francis. 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned, 4 walks, 1 of them was intentional, 4 strikeouts, 1 sacrifice fly, and 2 wild pitches.
As George always tells me, they practice too, and it doesn't always roll your way.
And Cargo with a base hit off the end of the bat. That's going to be a double. This ball's well hit left center field, and it was misjudged by Duda. Kadire will score easily. Pacheco gets a green light, and it's an 8-6 game.
A couple mistakes by their team, gives us a couple base runners, a couple big hits. All of a sudden it's 8-6.
Big chopper up the middle. Tejada's got it. And a high throw. 2 runs will score. And the Rockies have tied it up.
With the lineup we have, those are the kind of things that we expect us to do. I mean, Mikey hustles all the time, and that shortstop knew it. He rushed his throw and he threw it away.
And I like to see Pacheco come through here, right center field base hit.
And that's what you have. Jordan Pacheco, game winner. Frazier called it. Rockies 9 and the Mets 8. A Twin Bill sweep.
Bunch of high fives. We run to the clubhouse, wait for everybody to come in, and music's playing, everybody's happy. It was a good day because we won both. It's the way this team has approached the game, but then, maybe 25 minutes after the game, the reporters will come in. And fortunately, on a day like this, where I don't throw so well, but we have a great comeback, they want to talk to most of the other guys. So it's not too many difficult things for me to get into.
What a game, huh?
I'm kidding, huh? So finally, after 2 games, 11:45 at night, you get to leave and head home. The family's definitely asleep by then, so nobody's waiting up for me. So after a start, I do all my lifting and running and throwing, and when I get to the park early before the game, do whatever scouting stuff I need to do, and I get into the next start against the Braves prepared. That's the way we work.
Righties don't get to that like lefties. That's the difference. It's a roll.
I think you saw the one I threw, cutter I threw down and away to you when you were standing lefty.
Oh, that was good.
If you get on the mound and you've done everything you can to prepare, then things should take care of themselves. So the day after I start will be, usually a long run, an interval run. I'm usually outside, but with the weather being so cold, we stayed inside to do just some stuff on the machines.
I'd much rather have him, forcing his body to, against the ground and conditioning at a higher level. But that's kind of professional baseball. You don't always deal with ideal worlds. And then we do a leg routine his day after. Really consists of 2 multi-joint movements.
Oh boy, even next to your foot.
We usually do single leg squat with him, side lunge, and we do some of the other single joint movements. But really, the whole legs as a whole, the whole hip joint and the quads and glutes. And so the strength into pitching to start the motion is very important, but also for his ability to repeat his delivery, his leg strength has to be there and has to be maintained throughout the year.
Yeah, Brian keeps it light, with all the players. He's sometimes not only just a strength coach, but a mental coach too.
2, 1, stop.
He's a leader by far by his work ethic. He will work as hard as anyone that's out there. He's a great example for people that watch him and work around him.
30. 20. Is it? What is that?
Yeah, a big part of our preparation is scouting with video, and that's provided by our 2 advanced scouts who I feel like they work around the clock. Brian Jones, our video coordinator, he provides us with all this video of these Braves hitters, say, against left-handed pitchers, or for other guys against right-handed pitchers. So you can get a lot of information off of this and see what guys can really hit well or what guys can maybe struggle with. And see, each hitter will have, say, a little report on how they hit off of left-handed pitchers, certain numbers, certain locations. I think everyone knows they start off as one of the hottest teams in baseball, so they can beat you a lot of different ways. Their pitching is good, and they got some power in their lineup, as well as they can manufacture runs when they need to, so they're a good team. There's a lot of valuable information in there, but again, there's a lot of information, so it's important to sort of have a balance between just sticking with my strengths as opposed to the hitter's weaknesses. You have more success that way. It's funny, it's become home, I know after 2010 when I left the team, my family and I, we moved back to Canada, but every time we come back, it's home. I didn't grow up with sunshine like this. Every morning you wake up here, it's sunny. I think as players, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to perform well. And, that's what makes us good competitors is because we do that and we perform well under pressure. But it's nice to see driving up here how big that is. And it's probably one of the prettier ballparks in major leagues too. Hi Jerry. Good, how are you? Have a good one. Your teammates help you remember that we play this game because we love it. We can have a lot of fun doing it. Oh, the life I lead, people I meet.
Before we start our day on the field, I'll take them to a dynamic warm-up, do some static stretching, but a lot of the stuff I do now is dynamic movement, getting the heart rate up, getting the blood to the working muscles. And that mobility and warm-up is huge for guys for injury prevention. It makes an easier transition into more intense stuff.
As starting pitchers, we'll take BP, I think, a couple times a homestand.
Let's do a little better job of getting ourselves in a better balanced position.
Well, I know my weaknesses as a hitter, but there's certain things as a pitcher we can do with the bat that can really help us in a game, help you, number one, win a game, number two, stay in a game longer. Want to get it to this side so that either the pitcher has to go and get it or he has to come in and get it. And if before the pitch comes, if he's running in, then you can pull back and hit. One more. Walt's not shy to hit and run with pitchers. I can make sure that the ball hits the bat and we can probably put it on the ground. So if a team can have confidence in me to do that, then it's a little more valuable rather than just doing what I do on the mound. Running's important for pitchers. I think that's something that's been around the game a long time. Pitchers need their leg strength. They need to recover between starts.
The day after he starts, his routine will consist of an anaerobic interval, really to build up his recovery, and then we'll do sprints leading up to the start.
It helps keep your body moving and be ready to pitch on the 5th day.
When you were playing as a sophomore in high school, you would have a tough time imagining,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to make this kind of money, I'm going to get to pitch in a World Series, I'm going to be that guy.
Probably sitting at a diner in Denver with a camera in my face.
Yeah, exactly.
Rockies Real Time is brought to you by Safelite. Trust America's auto glass repair and replacement experts. Safelite.com. And also by Subaru. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Rockies Real Time is presented by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
You talk about your history with the Rockies. One thing I've noticed watching in the big leagues over these course of time, you got a pretty slow heartbeat. Nothing seems to affect you. Have you always been like that?
I think so. People always ask you what athletes you watch, and of course I always watch baseball, but I used to love tennis. I used to love watching tennis. I used to watch, no, I'm no good at tennis. I'm not going to pretend I'm good at tennis. But I used to watch Pete Sampras, and I remember him saying in an interview, if you're showing emotion, then the guy across the net can tell what's going on. If you're frustrated, he can take advantage of that. If you're kicking his butt and he's still looking at you the same way he does when he's kicking your butt, then he's over there wondering what the heck's going on in your head. And I think that kind of stuck with me, and I always liked what he said and the way he played, even though it's a completely different game.
Well, it's still sports, and you're still competing against a guy.
Yeah.
Now, after you came here, obviously great success. Then the surgery happened. Did you feel like at that point, at some point, am I ever going to get back to where I was before?
I don't know. I guess I didn't understand at the time how serious shoulder surgery was. To me, it was just, okay, I'll miss this year. That stinks, but I'll be back next year. And I had a lot of people that helped me, that advised me that there's some pain to go through. It's not just going to magically fix everything. And I think once I got that through my head, that you actually do have to pitch through a little bit of pain, that helped me turn a corner.
But when you're on a good ride, I say this all the time, when you're going good, the hanging slider gets popped up. When you're going bad, it's a line drive double in the gap.
Yeah. Even a good slider is a bloop single over first
Right.
base.
So how do you mentally deal with all that?
Like I said, it's hard. You know, as a pitcher, you throw the ball. After that, you have no control over what happens.
Once it leaves here, you're done.
You could throw a ball right down the middle 27 times in a game, and they could be hit hard right at somebody. Sometimes it just comes down to just sticking to the same plan that you've always had and washing it off. And it's difficult to do, but I know that when I step on the mound next time, it's going to be, I'm not going to be worrying about hits I gave up the last time. I'm going to be worried about getting the Atlanta Braves out. Yeah, it's always good to be with George. I remember one of my first road trips in the big leagues, I was having breakfast in the hotel, and he showed up. We ended up sitting for like 2 hours, and he was telling stories. And you know, at times he's my surrogate pitching coach, you know, because he tells me things from a perspective of outside the game. Now I got to get to the field and throw my bullpen and get ready for my next start on Monday against the Braves.
Everything feels fine.
Yeah, feels good.
Good.
When you do your side work, the first part is getting the soreness back out of your shoulder or your elbow or things like that. And the other part is working on the mental part of your game of making your pitches, the pitches that you are going to make during your next start or during the seasons.
Guys were saying they couldn't grip the ball. I don't know if I don't rely on grip maybe that much. I like my changeup to slip anyway, you know.
It's maybe because you're just more out here, where some guys, you know, they squeeze the ball harder.
You know, Jim and Bo, who's been a pitching coach of mine for a long, long time, and Jimmy will usually maybe talk a little bit about the previous start, what went wrong, what went right.
As the inning progresses, we kind of get under it just a little bit, but you might be thinking up in there too.
I am. Like, I'm not trying to throw the ball at knee high there.
And if there's anything specific, maybe with the next team that we're going to face, that we may work on certain pitches that's case specific to that team.
This one, say away to a lefty. See what happens.
He's drifted a little bit. Make sure you get back here when you break.
But when I'm out there throwing, I'm working on hitting the glove, you know, with 3 pitches, fastball, curveball, change. You know, moving the ball around the strike zone. Want to stand in for a few?
Yeah.
I usually throw just from the stretch, just because that's when I think a pitcher needs to make his best pitches, is when he's from the stretch, and that's when he's under the most pressure. So, you know, I'm only throwing about 20, 25 pitches, so I try to do all those from the stretch. Thanks, Pat. Thank you. After my bullpen, I did my running for the day, conditioning to help recover from that, and then come in, and the trainers will do some stretches on my shoulder, which carried over from my shoulder rehab after I had surgery. You know, there's certain parts of my shoulder that get pretty sore at times, so I find if I stretch them every day, that helps prevent that soreness and helps me, you know, be able to throw every day.
Did you throw?
Good.
How'd you feel?
Great. I'm not throwing at all today.
Extra day might have helped.
And those are just 2 stretches that I do every day that the trainers help me with, and then, you know, throw some ice on there to numb it, so you can't really feel anything anymore. Thanks, Stevie.
Yep.
Yeah, the trainers have helped me a lot. They helped me, you know, learn a lot about how to maintain, you know, strength in my shoulder and to help keep that pain away that tends to come, you know, from time to time during the summer. And you know, the more I can do that, the more I can keep that shoulder pain away, the more I can stay on the field, and the more success I can have, and hopefully the more success we can have as a team. As pitchers, we go out there to win. You know, number one, we want to win.
Swung on and missed. Jeff Francis wins this battle.
You're going to make 32, 33 starts in a season. You're going to have some bad ones.
This is going to sail on out of here.
You're going to have some great ones.
Big pitch by Francis. Got him on a hook.
And it's, you know, those middle ones, if you can make the best of those ones, you know, that's what turns good pitchers into great pitchers.
Rockies Real Time is brought to you by Ford. Ford means quality, technology, and big MPG. Ford, go further.
You know, again, the snow falls, and the game gets canceled, which gives me another, I don't know, 18 hours maybe before the game starts to get ready. I don't know if I've ever had 2 starts affected by weather in a row before, but that's Denver. How's it going? Staying warm today? Good. I probably showed up about 10:30. I'll start warming up at about 12 for a 1 o'clock game. I put all the layers on and get out there in the whatever 25-degree weather it was to go pitch. Facing a team like the Braves, they got really good offense. I thought I got out to a good start in the first inning, got the two first batters out pretty quickly. Justin Upton comes up, who we faced a lot as a team. Threw the pitch I wanted to, actually. Change up down in the zone, at the bottom of the zone.
And this ball is hit deep to center field. Dexter going back, and this is going to sail on out of here.
And sometimes that's what good hitters do. For the rest of the start, I made some fairly good pitches, but they took some balls I left up and hit them over the fence.
3-1, this is hammered straight away.
3 home runs later and 4 runs. After 4 innings, that's the end of my day. As pitchers, we go out there to win. When I left the game, it was 4-3. As dissatisfying an outing as it was still 4-3, and we had our chances to win that game. I think that with the kind of team we have, a lot of times we will win those games. But you try to take something positive from every start. There were some things I did well, that I did better than the last time, that I think I had prepared for.
Well, Jeff's been a big part of the organization. He's the one starting pitcher that's led this team to a World Series in 2007. I think he won 17 or 18 games that year.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He gets Kemp on 3 pitches.
The #1 pick back in 2002, and he's had a tremendous career. He's mentally tough in the fact that he doesn't let things bother him too much. And he's definitely a leader on our team through how he goes about his work, his preparation, his routine.
He's a veteran guy. There isn't anything he won't look at and try to become better.
Standing ovation for Jeff Francis.
Again, you're going to make 32, 33 starts in a season. You're going to have some bad ones. You're going to have some great ones. And it's those middle ones, if you can make the best of those ones, that's what turns good pitchers into great pitchers.